Yo, what's up everybody? Jesse LaFlair here from LaFlairParkour and Team Tempest, coming to you from the Tempest Freerunning Academy South Bay. Today, we're doing a tutorial on the palm flip. Okay, I would say your prerequisites for this one are be able to do a backflip. I have a tutorial for that, I'll put a link right here. And to be honest with you, a Kong vault. If you don't know how to Kong, you might be able to get away with it, but the truth is you should definitely be able to do a Kong vault if you're trying to do a palm flip. I'll put a Kong tutorial link right here. Cool. Those links will also be in the description if you guys are on mobile. Now, you might be asking yourself, why a Kong vault? Why is that a prerequisite for this? Well, we will certainly get into that, so let's do it. Okay, so the first thing, actually, I'd just like to mention that a palm flip is a really cool progression and something that will help you later on get cast backflips and even Kong gainers. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But the first thing we need to talk about actually while doing a palm flip is the distance that you start from away from the wall. A lot of people recommend doing a full arm length away. You can even start a little bit closer because the problem that most people have is that they jump into the wall and they have all this momentum coming in, so by the time their hands hit, their knees and the rest of their hips and body is actually traveling in, and we don't want to hit the wall. So with that being said, people have used progressions by just standing really close and doing backflips. That's cool, I think it'll help build confidence, but the real trick about doing a palm flip is doing a palm flip. It's not just a backflip by slapping your hands or barely touching. You want to actually use your hands. Now, talking about your hands, where do we put them? A lot of people think you have to reach up super high. If you're reaching up that high, you can't jump that high, so what's going to happen is you're going to end up pushing yourself down. Our goal in using our hands is actually to keep us up a little bit longer. Because obviously I can do a standing back tuck pretty high, but with my hands, I want to be able to throw myself a little bit higher and help give myself a little bit more rotation on the top. And that is why I talked about doing a Kong vault. So if you guys have watched the Kong vault tutorial, you've heard me talk about this idea of throwing the obstacle all the way through your fingertips and not just pushing off, okay? So again, our goal is actually going to be to throw ourselves up. So now that begs the question, where should I place my hands? You don't want them too high, you said I don't want them too low. The goal is actually to have them where your shoulders are going to end up being and where you can actually still travel a little bit past them. For a lot of people, that's right around eye height, a little bit higher than your eyes. So when you jump, the idea is that you should be able to go a little bit beyond your hands so that when you start to pull your knees, your flip happens just above where your hand placement was, okay? All right, to finish up talking about your arms, let's just mention your distance should actually be around the hips because you want your body to be able to pass through as you're throwing the wall and going into that tuck. Now remember, your tuck needs to be super tight. Because you're coming up to the wall and you're in this kind of dangerous space, you need it to be tight and get your body in. Cool part is, by the time our fingers continue to push off the wall as our body past them, it ends up being right near our shins where we can pull it in nice and tight, then we spot and obviously land safe. So another common mistake I see is people tend to block and they have these stiff arms. You're not trying to do a push-up on the wall. You want to actually throw it. So to be able to throw it, you want those arms bent so that when you come past it, you have that extension to help give you a little bit more height and rotation. Now, let's talk about the approach. A lot of people, again, come in with too much speed when they're trying to do these, and then what happens is they end up blocking their energy and they're wasting all this effort on trying to keep their body away from the wall, when realistically, we would like to be closer to it, starting from lower and reaching and popping upward so that our hands can give us a little bit more of that power out and up. So with that being said, on your approach, give yourself a little dip through your hips, not your chest. Let those last two steps kind of set you up like you're going to do a Kong vault, but you're Konging up the wall and then throwing yourself into that backflip. So that's pretty much it. Once you do that, spot the ground again, land on the balls of your feet, try to land safely and quietly, because a quiet landing is a good landing, and that's it. Let's take a look at some slow motion. That's it, guys. That is your palm flip tutorial. You can actually add a step up if you'd like. It's a fun way to kind of increase the difficulty of it, but in actuality, it almost makes it easier because you're traveling up the wall, like I said before. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all those things, and let me know in the comment section below if you guys have any questions, or if you want to tell me what you'd like to see next. I'll try to film it, whether it's a tutorial, training video, PK spots, all those different things that I like to do. So, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out!